baby. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't really give a shit.
Live.
I pushed it live
go.
so everybody could see the behind the scenes quibbling that's going on here. Bears fans and
we got cranky Jets and Giants fans. The Bears are 8-3. Feed it to me.
This is brutal. This is brutal. All right, guys, welcome to Tournament Tactics NFL Week 13 edition. We're breaking down the DraftKings NFL Week 13 main slate. It's one of the absolute weirdest slates of the year. I can't find any green on the Domination Station game tile screen. Where's the green?
Where's the green?
So dark.
Even this Bills-Steelers game, I feel like the total is like drifted down. I think it was at 47 at one point. Like, what is going on here? They sucked up all the goodness on Thursday and Friday this week, and they left a bunch of ne'er-do-wells for the main slate. But there are some spots I've had some gummy revelations.
Much needed for this
yeah,
Sunday.
you need it. You need it. Congrats to everybody who played the Break the Seal game for Thanksgiving. I think MLB All-Star 11 might be the winner here. 11 beers last night and still going.
Tank.
Gotta love it.
It's remarkable. That's remarkable.
Couple of business notes here, of course. Number one, Solution Shea handled Sha business on Thursday. 183.94. First place, 50K winner. With what, Josiah? Did he use the halal combo? Lamb and rice?
Lamb and rice, baby. Lamb and rice.
I made a halal combo rule on the Domination Station.
Of course you did.
Because after I said it, I was like, I named it. Now I gotta do it. And I made a rule: if lamb is in lineup, combo with rice, 10% boost to make sure I got a ton of the halal combo.
Combo with rice.
I think we can all agree that Jahmyr Gibbs on yesterday's slate was haram as well. Did not work out. So there we go. Solutions Shea, Thursday champion, Turkey Bowl champion, the roasted. We need to make some Sunday championships. That's what we're here for. So let's get right into it and take a quick gander at the ownerships for NFL Week 13. And it's going to get crazy at quarterback. Who do you play? I don't know. Josh Allen? Why? Because I don't know.
The only name you feel good about clicking on is that one.
Yeah, it's like a default play against the Steelers. You know, it's not the greatest of matchups. I think I don't hate it. But Josh Allen on the road, Burns has shared with me some concerning statistics and splits with Allen home road. Not as good on the road. You got Herbert in a smash spot at home against the Raiders. Okay, but can the Raiders be competitive there? Yeah, and there it is. Trevor Lawrence, just because. Why not? It's cheap. CJ Stroud, actually mildly interesting. That was one of my my revelations. Like, why not Stroud? I know. Yeah, he sucks. So what? Who's good on this slate? Every single one of these spots has a flaw. Teddy Bridgewater, the unknown mystery.
Well, no, it's a pretty known. it's a pretty known thing. After
we've seen this before.
We have seen this one before, but at least at 4,400, there's some salary viability.
True.
Yeah, Teddy looked like he was there, so he didn't get fined last week. He did not look like he wanted to play football.
He definitely looked like a guy who was enjoying the role of backup quarterback and all the money and the lack of responsibility that comes with it. That guy retired when he was starting, they're like, we're going to make you a starter. He was like, nah, I'm retired. And then like he came back a couple of years later and was like, all right, can I come play backup? That was nice. You know, I like that. I get that cash. But yes, there are a couple of, everybody's a gummy play, like Shador. Down here, Brissett, kind of low owned. Okay. You know, Danny Jones gets the brutal matchup. Tyrod.
Retired.
No.
4,300.
No.
He's going to be my highest owned quarterback.
Yeah.
I can get behind that one. I actually can.
What?
Josiah, I had a gummy thought that I was going to play 100% of my lineups on Tyrod Taylor.
Oh my God.
Okay, now you're getting great.
I'm
Yeah.
out.
I just had it. I was like, what's the worst that happened? He gets a 12. Big shit. For that price, it's not even that bad.
I mean, the Falcons' defense is legit, though. They disappear every once in a blue moon, but 9 times out of 10, they're a top 10 passing defense.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the Falcons on the road against
the
Giants.
worst that could happen is he gets hurt on the second play of the game.
That could happen.
Also
and
real.
Fields comes in and has a monster day.
Well,
Tyrod does get hurt a lot, but yeah, it's a very weird slate, guys. And let's scroll up and see why. Here are the matchups. You got the Cardinals at the Bucks. Teddy Bridgewater. All right. We don't know what the Bucks are going to do with Teddy Bridgewater in there. The return of Bucky Irving, maybe. Probably. Kind of interesting there. Arizona side, yeah, Brissett, but we might get the return of Marvin Harrison Jr. throwing it all into chaos. The Michael Wilson lock button of the last 2 or 3 weeks is no longer a lock button. What if Marvin Harrison Jr. comes back? What do we do? Tricky. Jaguars at the Titans, kind of like the Jaguar side of that one, just because the Titans are a terrible defense, and Trevor Lawrence is acceptably competent when playing against terrible teams, defensive teams. You got the Colts, an exciting offense, but that's the verboten, the forbidden defense. There, no good happens from playing offensive players against the Texans. Nothing good. Then you have an interesting one, Saints at the Dolphins. I kind of like that game, right? 41.5 point total, which seems low, but it's actually like one of the higher ones on the slate. You got our beloved 49ers hitting the road at the forbidden Cleveland Browns defense. We don't play players against the Browns. Hell no. Does that negate Christian McCaffrey at 10K on the slate? I say yes. Jets, 18.5 pointer at home against the Falcons. Kind of like both sides of it. What else are you going to do? Right? The Rams at home, smash spot against the Panthers. Panthers offense, maybe Dowdle, maybe Dowdle will put up 37, similar to the old traveling to the Packers game. But that would be the most shocking thing ever.
It's possible.
Non-competitive matchup at home for Seattle against JJ McCarthy. Maybe Bills. Is it Bill Burns? Is it Bills Steelers? Is that the one? Who the hell are you playing on the Steelers?
No, it's not. It's not. Josh Allen could actually be one of the worst plays on the entire board this week.
There it is. I love that confidence.
Boom.
That's what
as well as Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. No.
Tyrod Taylor at home, his metrics are abysmal.
Metrics?
At
The guy's
best,
played like 3 games over the last 5 years. What metrics could you possibly be playing?
you guys can laugh at me all you want. I'm telling you, man. There are
no.
You guys can laugh all you want.
But
Tyrod Taylor
metric?
is abysmal, metrically, physically, all the above. Play him.
I don't disagree.
I'm with you. I don't like Tyrod. I'm
But
laughing.
it's funny.
Get your money away, man.
I'm playing
I
him.
don't care.
I'm playing him.
Go ahead.
I'm laughing at Kevin here.
Me too.
Well, he hasn't even played. How do we know what the metrics are? This is like a guy he's been a backup for a year.
Every quarterback on the slate has metrics.
All right.
He's 4,300. That's really the most favorable
Play
thing.
him and play him as hand build. Don't play him as in part of your pool.
Finally, the Raiders. The Raiders are on the road at the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers are great, but how do you really play that? Are the Raiders even going to sniff being competitive enough to force anything? And then the Chargers get back Omarion Hampton here. What do we do about that? The guy's coming off injury. I don't know how much he's going to play.
Yeah, that's one that I'm waiting for the news on, because Kamani Vidal becomes a really solid play on the entire slate. He may become one of the best running back plays on the entire slate because of it. If Omarion Hampton is out and he gets all the shares, it's a really great play.
That would be great. Unfortunately, I don't think that you're going to get that gift of Omarion being out.
It might actually lower the ownership for both of them. So
Yeah.
But it makes them both rightfully. Like, who the hell wants to play Kamani Vidal if Omarion Hampton's getting half the carries or 70% of the carries? And who the hell really do we really want to risk Omarion Hampton when Kamani Vidal, where they're likely to ease him back in? He's been out for so long.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, right? Yeah. That's why I think the shares would probably favor Kamani in this one.
I think they favor not playing either of them.
Yeah, I mean, that too.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it, and I'm really excited. This is going to be a show, guys, who are the watchers, to the audience. This is going to be a show where you probably see the least agreement with the four of us that you're ever going to see, but for good reason, because the slate is all fucked up. Every game has a 40-point total. Every quarterback whose name you mentioned has a very clear and obvious flaw that can easily be pointed out.
Yeah.
I've gone through it again and again, and I've added names to my sheet. Then I took them off. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And it's like that has been the case this week. It is just a very, very tricky one. But this type of week allows for you to use your imagination, to use your creativity, be different, get weird, go to Portland, get some fucking piercings, tattoos, piercings,
right,
septum. You can get weird, and it's fine. You want gauges in your ears? Do it. Get weird. I'm not going to criticize it.
I don't know what to say on that one.
You want to have?
I didn't know you had to go. I didn't know you had to go all the way out to Portland just for that.
Yeah, you got to get weird. Portland's where you get weird.
Why is Portland you have to get weird?
Because in Portland, I'm weird. I walk around in Portland. They're like, "Where the fuck are your gauges, bro? You have no tattoos. What the hell are you doing here? Are you a narc?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm not a narc. I'm just visiting." No, you're a narc? What? No.
Shit, that's how it's here where I live. I mean,
Burns, you'd stand out like a sore thumb in Portland.
Maybe. But they allow like dogs and everywhere you go, so I probably wouldn't.
They'd walk right up to you and they'd be like, "Officer Burns, you're not fooling anyone."
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Shout out to Madness and the amazing Proptimizer. Oh yeah, hell yeah. 3 betting slips, making that prop 120 grand. Proptimizer crushing it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Guys, reminder, it is Black Friday as well, and we're doing the Black Friday. This is it. Today, this week only, Black Friday promo. Promo code BF2025. 25% off DFS Army subscriptions. The big Black Friday promotion happening now. Should scroll that shit down the bottom so you don't have to. I can't even find where it is, but it's down there somewhere. BF 2025, 25% off your DFS Army subscription. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Nice.
Yep.
All right. Studs and duds of the quarterback position, gentlemen. Let's get right into it.
Oh, man.
Who are the studs? I don't know. Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Herbert. You got Jones, Brock Purdy on the slate. I'm going to go with that group. I don't know. Actually, I'd almost continue on. Maybe Brissett, included Brissett and Darnold. We'll go all the way down from 5,600 to 7,500 because there's a lot of cheap quarterbacks on this one. So, Burns, you have some strong takes on this slate. I'm sure you hate Josh Allen. Where are we going if we're paying up at quarterback? Is it Justin Herbert?
It's not really that I hate Josh Allen. I mean,
no,
I just don't like him on the road.
Metrics. Okay.
On the road, he's not a good quarterback. I mean, he's got, I mean, if I take out some of these really bad quarterbacks that are on the slate, he's probably got the worst efficiency metrics on the entire slate of games. I mean, we saw it when he went to Houston. Pittsburgh at home is really not that bad of a defense. I mean, they're a solid defense at home. We saw it 2 weeks ago when they were at home. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to load up and play players against Pittsburgh," and it burned them. Like, you can get burned by playing players against Pittsburgh, and it's kind of why I'm like, oh man, I'm not really sure if I like this game at all. This is like one of those games that everybody's like, oh yeah, we can play Josh Allen, we can pair him with Shakir, or we can run him naked, or there is James Cook, and I think James Cook might be the actual best play of this entire game. But here's the problem: Josh Allen on the road is not a good quarterback this year. His efficiency metrics are very low. He's got a sub 85 QBR. His his completion percentage is 64. He has a little bit higher yards per attempt than I was anticipating, at 7.2, which is fine. But here's where it gets you. His TD rate is 3.5%. It's the worst on the entire slate of away quarterbacks.
Does that include rushing touchdowns though?
It's just the efficiency metrics as a quarterback. It doesn't include anything rushing wise. He could get it done from a rush perspective, but he's got to do it. He's got to get 60 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns on the ground. That's it. That's how he's going to pay off this $7,500 salary. And if he gets 200 yards passing and a touchdown, then he'll probably do it. But otherwise, he's not going to do it. Not at his salary rate. I mean, his salary is the highest on the entire board.
The highest, Burns. It's a full it's like 500. Yeah, and it's 1,000 above Herbert. Like, there's no one even sniffing his salary level this week. No one.
Yeah, it's
but also no one's sniffing his ceiling either.
No, absolutely.
His ceiling's great, but not on the road. If you look at you look at everything he's done this year on the road, his ceiling is not that great. Like,
what you should expect out of Josh Allen in this game?
I would say 24.
Yeah, in that 23,
24, 25 is his ceiling. Maybe 30 is his ceiling.
So, like, at a 24, he could be the best quarterback play, but every other quarterback on the slate would need to be.
There's a couple others that I think are better.
Yeah. Well, they need to be sub 20. So Josh Allen, when you're the most expensive quarterback on the slate, you need to have a ceiling type of a game. It does not need to go to 47 points like 2 weeks ago or week 11. We're week 13 now. Yeah. So it doesn't need to be a 50, but he probably needs to score 30, 32 at this price level. Could do it. But 30. I think
he has to be at 30.
My thought is, if Allen is going to do that, then this game would A, have to surprise in the way that it plays out, and B, the Steelers would need to have been scoring and scoring fast in this game. I have a hard time figuring out how to make a lineup that looks like that. Who the hell would you even play from the Steelers?
One of the running backs.
Oh, they stink though. They never put up a big score.
See, I think you'd stick with the naked theme with Josh Allen. You don't have to pair him up with anybody on his team or the other team here.
Good luck figuring out. I think it's like Freiermuth. Like, how would you figure out who to play on the Steelers anyway?
I'm telling you, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Why force that?
Naked Josh Allen acceptable, but Burns not a fan. So let's keep going here. We're talking through the high end. You got Matthew Stafford at home in what likely isn't this is a tough spot for Carolina, Josiah.
It's
sorry.
Not that tough. It's really soft, actually.
No,
Carolina, Merrick is out, star safety, for hitting a guy in the nuts. And then Jimmy Horn is out.
No, I mean a tough spot for the Panthers, not for the Rams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at Stafford. We're still talking about pay-up quarterbacks.
I'm just mean it's a tough spot for the Panthers to be competitive.
Oh,
we're hitting a guy in the nuts.
Yeah,
man.
that's true. The Panthers are about to get their ass kicked this week. So
that's what I'm thinking. Like, so how much Stafford is really going to be needed in this one before they just kind of put it into cruise mode and end the game. So, I mean, Stafford is fine, but like, it's I don't play these guys in non-competitive matches. It's not my style of DFS at all.
You got to play someone, Geek.
Well, we'll get to it. That's why we got to get weird in Portland.
I'm a little concerned about it staying close. I don't think you're wrong, but I do still like Stafford's floor here, where it could be high enough on a slate where I think the running backs kind of dominate it. So I just don't hate having exposure in a really soft matchup for him, where he could and should get 3 touchdowns as long as the running backs don't screw it up.
And can we dispel of this blowout notion for a second here? We This gets taken way too far. Go back to Stafford's game logs, please.
Yeah.
I want his two highest scores of the season, or two of the highest recently. Two of the highest recently. Look, you've got 27 points. The Rams decimated the Saints 34-10. And then you got 27.4. The Rams decimated the Jaguars 35-7. So like this blowout thing is being taken too far, I think. Especially on a slate like this, where if Stafford scores 27, there's a pretty high likelihood that he's the nuts.
Yeah, and he destroyed San Francisco, 2 weeks ago. So
there you go. Again,
42-26, and he got
27 points.
Love the spot.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I think this is where I'm going. If I'm at the high end of the range for quarterbacks, it's him. And he is the most efficient away quarterback on the entire board. He's putting up a TD rate of 8.9% on the road. Nobody's even close to that. Like we're talking about 5% lower than that type of level, which is not even close. I read off Josh Allen for you, 3.5% TD rate on the road. And Matt Stafford has over 30 points higher than Josh Allen on the road as a QBR, which is one of the most heavily used efficiency metrics is QBR. And so from an efficiency standpoint, we want a highly efficient quarterback. And Matt Stafford is it. In a slate where you have absolutely garbage all the way down below him, this is the play.
And no JC Horn, no Merrick. Great spot. Not going to overthink it.
Now, who are you stacking him with?
Puka all day long. Puka, and I will have probably Kyron Williams in there as well.
In stacks?
Yes, absolutely. There's a reason why for it too.
They throw passes to Kyron.
They will in the coverages that Carolina's going to throw at them.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. Some nuggets there. So of this top group, would that be your top play?
He is my top play in the I don't know, what is it, 6,500 and above? Yeah,
let's go. That's just
I do have others, but in the sixes that I like a lot, and nobody will play them.
Well, we'll get into that.
I don't know if I want to.
You don't know if you want to get into that?
No, I will.
It's
really good. It's a play that you were going to be like, no way am I playing this play.
I hope it's not Brock Purdy, because no way am I playing that play.
It's not him.
All right, good. So Josh Allen a little bit. We talked Josh Allen questionable at the pay up. Stafford blowout, but who cares? Can potentially get it done anyway. Next, we got Justin Herbert. Also in a non-competitive matchup, but the problem to me with Herbert is it's impossible to figure out who the hell he's going to throw it to, which adds a double whammy of guessing to your approach. But they're also bringing back maybe Omarion Hampton, so the running back situation could get a little bit crazy there. Any love for Justin Herbert? Wow, Josiah?
Nope. For me, it really is Stafford this week up here. I'm not really getting to Herbert too much. I don't hate the play because I do understand it. The volume should be there too, but I didn't land there.
No. Okay. Bobby, your thoughts?
It's Josh Allen for me up top here.
Josh Allen for you up top.
We're at the rushing upside. Yep. No, I don't like any of those other guys outside of Stafford and John Allen.
Burns?
He'll be in my player pool. Simply because there's really not much to go around. He'll be in my player pool. He's a home favorite quarterback. So yeah, from that perspective, he'll be there, but he's not going to be as heavily owned in my lineups as other
Stafford will be your highest.
I don't know yet. I'm still debating on that because of the salary. It's a $16,000 stack with Puka, so I got to see how that all filters through.
All right.
Before I can actually make the determination if he's going to be my highest.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me of Josh Allen is just that he's also the highest owned quarterback. And kind of like last week with Mahomes, I just almost always fade the highest owned quarterback when they're pricey. But I do think his floor is still solid. I just don't love his upside as much.
What's he got? He's got like 10% over top of Stafford.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
Stafford's not owned at all. Like, yeah, I mean Stafford is in the bottom tier of ownerships for this one, so it's plenty unique.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it brings that uniqueness. All right, let's talk about quarterbacks with a 5 in front of their salary levels. I'm talking Brisket, Darnold, Lawrence. I'm going to skip over Bryce Young and just go all the way down to CJ Stroud. I mean, I'm skipping over Aaron as well. So, in my opinion, it's like, no, Hurt, Brissett, Darnold, Lawrence, CJ Stroud. That's the 4-pack. Did I miss anybody? Is there somebody I just skipped over that anybody here is like, yeah, no, I really like that guy?
Nope.
No,
not for me.
Good.
Not for me.
So that's where we're at. We've got a 5K zone with Brissett, Sam Darnold, CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence. As I look through these games, Brissett, I like that one. I don't.
All
really
he does is score you 22 points, which at 5,800 is
flaw at all.
Yeah,
6% ownership.
Bucks pass funnel defense. Brissett slinging it. Finally gets another quote unquote weapon back.
Yeah. Brissett, I mean, 6% ownership. It's kind of amazing because like everybody was all over him last week. And I really don't understand why his ownership is so low because this really isn't that much better of a match or less of a matchup than last week.
It has to go up.
The only downside here is that they're a road team, but like, who cares?
I mean, he's actually a pretty efficient quarterback on the road. So I'm not really like understanding this, this 6% ownership here. Everybody had him around 15-20% ownership last week, and now he's half that. It's kind of incredible.
Ray.
Don't do it.
We don't play Bryce Young against the top defense in the league, the Rams. He can't even see over the offensive line.
We don't need the slander.
He has no idea what's even going on.
We have to respect him as a player.
He's throwing a 100-pound dumbbell.
I watched his coach call a pass. They're on the 1-yard line. They know they have a quarterback whose height doesn't allow him to see any players within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. They could be further down. You could see them, but he can't see them within 10 yards. And the whole goal line is within 10 yards. Why the fuck are you calling a pass? Didn't we learn from Russell Wilson not to do that when you're on the 1?
Yeah, he's getting too big for his britches.
What the hell? These coaches not watch football? Like, do we not know not to do that? All right, back to it though.
Yeah, back to it.
By the way, the break the seal game. Any of you guys play it?
I thought we were back to it.
You guys didn't play the break. I did it. But I was at my like a cousin's house for Thanksgiving, and you can't get too crazy. I had to drive home from there. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. Which, by the way, I never
break the seal then. Jeez.
No, I didn't break it until I got home. That's how you do it. That's called elite. Didn't know where the bathroom was in that house.
Didn't even matter.
Wasn't going to go find it. I was just like, all right, fuck it. I'm holding it. I only had a 3-pack, though. I had to drive home, guys.
Responsible.
We were there for like 5 hours. We were there for a long time. It was an acceptable amount. All right, so yeah, I love Brissett, guys. He's the first guy that popped to me as like, yeah, why aren't we going right back to Brissett on the first look video? That's the first thing I said was like, all right, well, are we not going right back to this? It's been working. I don't have any regrets about loading up on Brissett any of the last 3 weeks. Even last week when he put up a 22, it was a great score. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
It was a great score. Now he gets the Bucks. Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know what's going on there. What about Trey Benson? Is he coming back? I don't know. Trey Benson might be back this week.
Yeah, but Baker's not totally ruled out, though, right?
I think Baker's going to play.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that says that Baker's completely ruled out.
This is off shoulder, too, that he doesn't throw with, which isn't great.
C joint. You know, I think that I think it was Joe Flacco who played with a sprained AC joint in the non-throwing shoulder.
From what I heard, it's pain management. If you can handle the pain, then it's okay.
I would not be shocked if he plays.
And when you say that about Baker Mayfield, he's playing.
Dude,
He can handle pain management. Like,
Baker
he's played
Mayfield,
hurt a lot.
if Baker plays, to me, that's a slate changer because Baker would be a really great play at home.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I'm waiting for the news on him to be
Okay.
completely solidified.
I like Baker more than Brissett for the same price as Brissett.
The re-injury risk, though, in term because like he started last week's game, guys. He started the game and had got tackled and had to come out.
Mhm.
Like it's been 1 week. He might start again, but that doesn't mean he can't get hurt again. Like one tackle, one wrong, hitting the ground the wrong way.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
just scary. It's scary. No, I did mostly just saying to Geek, like it's the best play thing. He would be a good play, but it's also a scary play.
Scary, but like if let's say there's no re-injury risk, that would be the spot that I would look at the most aggressively on this slate.
Yeah,
that would be the guy that
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he's wait. I like the price.
Yep.
The weapons are reasonably priced. Okay, I can work with that. I like the opponent. I like my bringbacks. I like this game. I like the competitive nature of it. This would be the spot that would pique interest. There's no way Dixon side. Get out of here with this shit, man. Bucky Irving's coming back. Tucker's not going to see anything.
Maybe the only issue with Mayfield, a healthy Mayfield, is that you can't stack him with Brissett.
Yeah, Ray Zanny and Look Outside are going to play Bryce Young. Guys, you're burning dollar bills with that one. Just kiss them goodbye.
You're in our thoughts and prayers, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, kiss them goodbye. Darnold at home in a smash spot. Let's just go through it one by one, guys. I'm going to throw it out to you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Darnold at home in a smash spot, of course, but
Revenge
Vikings
game.
are
Revenge.
absolute dog shit. Like Zach Wilson is the quarterback of the Vikings right now, and they're terrible. So, do we need to play Darnold to JSN stacks in a completely non-competitive matchup? Burns.
Yes,
Oh, Jesus.
absolutely. Because Sam Darnold, it could potentially break the slate here with JSN and AJ Barner following suit. This is where I'm going. This is a double stack for me. AJ Barner and JSN with Darnold. So
Got to come
like
up with a name for the stack, like the halal combo from yesterday.
I don't know about that, but
The Vikings are going to blitz very heavy here. They always do. And their coaching staff has already said, Darnold, be ready. And of course, they'll know some of his ticks, things of that sort, which, give me a little bit of pause. But Sam Darnold's been so good at when teams are aggressive, taking advantage of it. And so this is a spot I like a lot too, Burns.
yeah, it's
BobbyWow, do we respect the revenge narrative? I mean, the Vikings cast Sam Darnold aside like yesterday's dishes. It's gone.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
They're like, no, we got McCarthy. We got Zach Milson.
I'm not as high on Darnold. I think, like we saw last week, JSN is a monster. That guy can get there even when Darnold doesn't. And Darnold really, at least the last couple of weeks, Darnold hasn't gotten there. Despite a massive week from JSN last week, Darnold scored 17 points. And that was against a Tennessee defense that absolutely stinks.
True.
Minnesota's tougher. They're a tougher defense. And like Josiah said, the pressure is going to be brought by that Minnesota team throughout the game. And I don't know. Darnold hasn't really looked all that convincing over the last couple of weeks to me. So kind of saw this last season where the second half he started to fade. I don't know if that trend is going to happen again this season, but that Tennessee game, I was really looking for a breakout game from him and just really didn't come to fruition there. 16 for 26, 2 touchdowns. So yeah, Minnesota to me is a tougher matchup. So I'm not quite as excited.
Yeah, I wasn't on Darnold last week. I mean, he's on the road. And he was favored on the road, and it's just not been working this year. And it was holistically there. I mean, yeah, Tennessee, I get it. They're not a good defense, et cetera, but the Vegas metrics didn't pan out for me to play him. And I'm so glad I didn't play him because, You know,
Not even a couple weeks ago against Arizona, right? Arizona came to Seattle.
well, that game
And
got out of hand early because of the defensive fumble recoveries / interceptions that led to 2 touchdowns via the defense. So that got out of hand early. So he didn't actually have to really do much in that game. Now, if that game was close, I guarantee you would have saw Sam Darnold put up a 30 burger because that was on point for him to be at that level. And it was the perfect matchup for him to be at that level. It got out of hand because of the defense.
fair enough.
Listen, Darnold's been a disappointment machine. Let's be real. Outside of
Whoa.
JSN, I mean, from a fantasy perspective,
Yeah, sure.
not as a quarterback, he's great. I mean, the team's way better than I thought they were ever going to be this year. But I'm saying from a fantasy production perspective, JSN is dominating the NFL. JSN is officially the first pick possibly in the fantasy football draft in 2026. Like this guy, he's, next year in this offseason, we're going to be having arguments, JSN or Chase Brown, who are we taking first? And it will be vigorous arguments, and it's going to be hard to get the answer right. So things are happening for Seattle, great things, and Darnold is leading the way. Darnold also proved that it wasn't just, quote, any quarterback can feed Justin Jefferson. You see how mid to sub-mid Jefferson is with Zach Wilson's twin at the quarterback for the Vikings, right? It's like gross. So Darnold wasn't acceptably good. Like, he's fine, but non-competitive matchup. Vikings are 10-point underdogs in this. No one's giving them a shot, and it just is what it is. I think Seattle should revert to running the football more at some point, and there's no reason not to. You saw it last week. I think they're going to learn from that mistake. Last week, instead of putting the Titans away, they literally gave them a chance to get back in the game for no reason. Why would you do that? Put the game away. I feel like the coaches are going to be like, oh, shit, yeah, we got to fucking get Kenny Walker going here. Enough with this. And when they're ahead, instead of just throwing the football relentlessly, start to lean on the run. Yeah, so I think, I think Darnold can pop, but there's, I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always risk. I mean, there's going to be a risk on every quarterback you play. 100%.
Everything's gross this week. So, like, that's why you got to just do what the hell you want. Have fun with it. That's what I'm not going to critique anything too hard because I have fun with it. So Darnold, Trevor Lawrence at Tennessee, just, Lawrence is not very good, but at Tennessee with the return of Brian Thomas Jr., not that I don't even think that helps him, by the way. I'm not even sure that that's good for him, but him and Brian Thomas Jr., you talk about no chemistry. Their chemistry is like, I don't know. I don't know about chemistry. Burns, what are two chemicals that when you combine they explode? It's like hydrocarbon. I don't know. I don't know anything. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not an engineer.
Hydrochloric acid and something else.
Like he's like baking soda and peroxide. I dead ass. I have no idea what I'm saying. No chemistry there, but I think Trevor Lawrence on the road to Tennessee, fine by me. Okay. It's going to get some ownership.
Weird. I mean, it's weird because they had good chemistry last year. Except for they had good chemistry and then he went down. Like Lawrence went down and then it was Mac Jones. And that's when BTJ actually started to explode. So maybe we need Lawrence to disappear.
Oh, man, Mac Jones. If Mac Jones was a quarterback of the Jaguars, they'd be such a better team.
Oh, my God. We got to stop. Let's
straight up.
This is not true.
Straight up better than Trevor Lawrence.
I'm not saying they'd be worse, but
better.
Mac Jones stinks, man.
No, Mac Jones is good. I refuse that. The only way he would suck again if we put him on the Jets, he would be terrible.
Yep.
But like he's good. He's fine. I don't like that. So I like Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence stacks is fine. Brian Thomas, go right back to it. It's a little tough to know who to throw to. Anybody else like Trevor Lawrence, like stacks this week, but like BTJ, yeah, okay. Brenton Strange, why not? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really like Myers that much, but maybe, Parker Washington. I don't know.
I haven't X'd him out yet, but I really want to.
I don't love it, but I mean, Titans defense is terrible. And then the one that I really think is sneaky under the radar, but not bad in the $5,000 range is CJ Stroud.
No, it's not even sneaky though. Like it has a ton of ownership right now at 9%. I think he's the second or third highest owned quarterback on the slate. Or third or fourth, whatever.
Does that ruin
That's
it?
what frustrates me is that he's chalky. He hasn't played well. He's going up against the Colts, whose secondary has improved a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. The prop is pretty strong for him, though, so I'll give him that.
And
He's
hasn't
5K.
played. And he hasn't played in a couple weeks too. So
If it was
feel like-
David Mills, maybe.
Here's, you know what my thought was with Stroud? That when Davis Mills came in and kind of like looked acceptable,
Open that, yeah.
that Stroud is like, oh, wait a second.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, my excuses aren't going to be holding up that much longer. Like, I need to get out there and start kicking ass, taking it. It's not like they have a running back who's dominate. Like, it should go through Stroud. There's no running back on that team that can get a touchdown. So, like, to me, Stroud, if there was ever a time where he can have a good game, certainly the Colts are a team that, again, even going up against this brutal Texans defense, like, you think the Colts will break through. They'll get their scores. They'll get their points. Probably not enough to, deliver 10K value on Jonathan Taylor. I don't think we're getting a 50 out of JT in this one.
We might have to. Danny Jones is playing with half a leg.
No matter what happens, he's not doing that. Nymphu actually has a great reason.
Didn't he play with a fractured fibula or something crazy?
Who, Danny Jones?
Yeah. Maybe I got punked by a fake tweet, but I saw a tweet that said
fractured fibula.
They discovered he fractured his fibula, but he practiced and looked okay, and he was like limping.
Who's this?
Am I crazy? Danny
Daniel
Dimes.
Jones? I mean, that would explain why he hasn't been running as much this year.
I don't know. I didn't hear
Is
that.
that
I didn't see that.
You didn't see this? I thought I got punked. I'm pretty sure he's playing through a fractured fibula, guys. And he was like, I saw the reps on video yesterday. He was visibly limping. He was gimpy.
Houston defense. Fire him up.
Fire him up, because Danny Dimes did not look right. Yes, I'm seeing it now. He's playing through a fractured fibula, it looks like. Yeah.
They would rather play Daniel Jones with a broken leg.
Which is insane, because you'll see the video later, I'm sure. He's genuinely limping when he's handing the ball off to his running back.
I ain't touching Dimes in this matchup, but like they'd rather play him on a broken leg than bust out with the ghost of Anthony Richardson.
That's
Fair.
crazy to me. That's crazy still.
So valid. Against the Texans, Ant would get killed.
If
true.
Anthony Richardson was playing in this game, I would hit the lock button on Texans defense and play them at full 5K if I needed to.
Easy money.
In every lineup that I made, 100% of them.
Geek would submit lineups with only the Texans defense because he'd be that confident.
I can't afford anything else, but fuck it. I'm going with it. I can't afford anything. All right.
All blank everywhere else.
All right, let's get to the weird zone. Let's take a trip to Portland where the quarterbacks are priced below 5K. I'm going to put my fake septum ring in so I can blend with the crowd.
Jesus.
My faux gauges in the ear. It's not actually, it's just a sticker. It covers, it's like a big circle. I saw a dude with floppy ears the other day just working at the ShopRite too. I was like, you made bad decisions when you were young.
Floppy ears.
Yeah. It was like you could tell the gauges used to be.
I know
in
what
there,
you're talking about. Yeah, I know.
And then it was just like these giant holes. I want to stick my finger in there. I was like, I couldn't help myself. I'm like,
oh God.
You don't do that to people, random strangers. It's
man.
like, what's going on your ear, buddy?
That's
You're
grody,
Vulcan.
man.
You're from Vulcan. Ugh. Oh no, you had gauges when you were younger. That was a bad decision. They stay floppy like that forever, BobbyWow. They don't tighten back up. So then you just see people with floppy ears walking around all over the place. Yeah. You ever see a floppy ear? You're not looking for it.
Oh, one of my good buddies
had issues,
gauges, and now he's got.
I walk
ears.
around. That's what I'm looking for when I'm out walking around.
You need help, Kevin.
I do. It's like I can't get it out of my head. I'm like, that fucking guy got floppy ears. Look at that shit. He made bad decisions.
How do you think Snoopy got the ears he got?
No, man. I do think about it when I walk around. There's something wrong with me.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that one.
Yeah.
How is that what you're thinking about when you're walking around?
I don't know. I'm just like walking in New York City. Like, look at that guy. Floppy ass ears.
You're in our thoughts and prayers as well.
Yep.
Maybe I need to, I don't know. Yeah, MLB's stars right. It's like, get a beer in me. calm down. Well, let's go to the weird zone, guys. Under 5K quarterbacks. This is where the money is going to be made. Maybe. So, Josiah.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the names out of the cheap quarterbacks on the slate.
Okay.
The viable ones. You tell me if I skip one that you thought. You got Tua.
Yeah.
You got Cousins. Ugh, gross, right? Cam Ward. Could that even possibly be playable?
You know, I don't like going back to the plays I hit. I definitely don't like going back on the plays I missed just because he had a good game. No, I'm not playing Cam Ward. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, me neither. Right? No, but I'm saying that's who's here. Geno Smith. I'm no. Then we got maybe Teddy Bridgewater, but now you guys are saying it might not even be Teddy Bridgewater. We're going to sweep him to the side for now. Although I will say, if Teddy Bridgewater got the start, maybe.
Yeah, I mean at that price, you consider almost anyone at 4,400 who's not named Tyler Shaw.
You know what?
Exactly.
That's the chat was correcting me. Is Max Brosmer going to start?
Yes.
For the Vikings?
Yes.
Yes, and I wouldn't be so jumpy to say that he's going to be leaps and bounds better than JJ McCarthy. That seems to be the consensus. I don't know that I agree.
That's what they were all talking about in the chat. What is McCarthy hurt or just benched?
Concussion. Concussion.
Concussion.
Yeah.
The old. Maybe he needs a week to clear his head,
or 2 or a year, forever. You know,
The season.
How did I not know that? That's what happens when Thanksgiving week is here. Like, who the fuck was even looking at this? Okay, I didn't know that. All right, so Max Brosmer, I'm not even counting that. He's got a 10-point projection. It's really gross. There are 2 names. I'm going to say 3. So we're going to say Tua. I'm going to assume Kirk Cousins. No one wants to deal with that.
I'll have some Kirky.
You're okay with Kirk
too.
Really? All right. So we won't.
Kirk looked just fine last week, and he's playing just an awful team, an awful defense that lost their best players on defense. So I have no issue with Kirk under 5K.
Okay. So we got Kirk there, knocking that dust off.
Not just the one I love, but I'll have a couple shares.
Tua against the Saints.
Yep.
You know, it's hard for him to get there, but hey, why not? Right? Could happen.
He might be to me the best play under 5K is Tua.
Yep. Oh no.
But I want to hear Burns in this zone and see if anybody stands out, because obviously they're all disgusting. I think all of us would agree that all these names are relatively gross, but like
in the best way possible.
Jefferson
price point wise is intriguing.
Jefferson said Brosmer can sling it.
He has to say that.
Does he?
Yeah.
Jefferson loved McCarthy for a week too. And he loved Darnold for a couple weeks too. This happens, guys. This is what Vikings.
Because he wants the ball. He has to be like, "Oh, this guy's great. Like, throw it to me. I'll make things." He has to say.
You're saying he's just a suck up.
Yeah,
he's just a suck up.
Now, after the game, see what he says.
Exactly. Or no, even during the game, just watch that body language slowly unravel, because it happens everywhere. It's one of my favorite shows on television, is watching Justin Jefferson get frustrated with the latest Vikings quarterback.
Well, there we go. The other names here are Shedeur Sanders and Tyrod Taylor, or as I like to call him, Ty God.
Yes,
Taylor, who can run the football, can get you yardage on the ground. He can sling it, get you yardage through the air. He's got studs to throw to. John Mechie is on the team now. Jason Taylor's kid's playing tight end for the Jets. He's pretty good. Adonai Mitchell, always open. Always open.
That Burns, he said studs.
Yeah. Adonai Mitchell, always open. Are we arguing about that? He's always open.
There's reason why he's always open. Because nobody thinks he can catch the football.
He's like that player on the team that can't shoot a 3, and he's just standing behind the 3-point line, and his defender just walks over to someone else, and they just leave him there, daring him to shoot it.
Yeah, like you ever play like pickup game of basketball at the gym? He's the guy. He's the 400-pound guy with the sports goggles that sits in the corner, tries to take corner threes.
Yeah, I know that one.
Leave him open. Yeah,
he's like that little blonde-haired kid in Hoosiers movie, where it was just like hanging out here on the 3-point line, and nobody thinks he can even like remotely get the ball there and shoot the ball, and he gets fouled, and he does the underhand, foul shots, and he actually makes them both, and the opposing players are like, yeah, this guy ain't gonna do it, and they start laughing at him with the underhander. That's a Donovan Mitchell.
But
Yeah.
Kevin, I understand. I watched the Jets game last week too, and they didn't look awful. They didn't look terrible. But it was against Baltimore, and we saw what a banged up Joe Burrow back did against this Baltimore defense yesterday. I think they're gonna struggle.
That's an elite comment, by the way. Well done, Michael Frashone, for that one. He nailed it. Are you trying to tell me that the Jets on the road at Baltimore are going to play better?
Jets are at home. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Just I was referencing last week. You want to tell me that the Jets on the road at Baltimore would play better offensively than at home against the Falcons?
Yes. The Jets don't make sense this year, so I don't expect logic or reasoning from them. And also the Falcons are in that same bucket. They have not really followed logic or reasoning so far this season. And so I think this game is going to be exactly that, chaotic and gross.
Here's what I think.
This game might be the highest scoring on the slate when you do the math on that.
Two shitty teams, disappointing teams.
I'm joking about
Go at it. Okay, Falcons, big disappointment. But they have talent all over the place. But disappointment. Jets, I'm not even call them disappointment. Did what I expected them to do. They stink. Right? And it's a lost season. They're just going to go at it. And I think this could be one of those games where it's like they're both sides are doing stuff. Like it's a close, high-scoring game. It plays to the over. Bijan goes bananas out of nowhere. Breece Hall does his thing out of nowhere. Mechie gets involved or some wide receiver on the Jets. Even Darnell Mooney catches a big pass from his BFF Kirk Cousins. Anything. The only thing that can happen here, and there's one thing, Kyle Pitts having a good game. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen.
You're starting to talk me into this a little bit. Damn it. I hate that.
Why not on the slate where there's nothing going on? Every game, flaw. Burns, I'm sorry. I would never play 7K Matthew Stafford on a normal main slate in a non-competitive matchup like this one. Never. It would have been crossed off my sheet. Why the fuck is Matt Stafford more than 6K ever? And why is it against a non-competitive opponent? Not to say it won't crush. It could. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. This is a weird slate.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably one of the weirdest slates I've seen in 3 years.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I don't really recall a slate like this before, like 3 years ago. I can't remember, right?
On the COVID year, I feel like
it might have been one of those. And
2022, this was every single week.
A lot of low total gross games.
Like what 2022, we never saw a game with a total above 45 the whole season. It was just
I gotta go. I gotta remember, like, how did slates like this go? Was it like really crappy quarterbacks? Just one of them just popped, and it was like, oh yeah, I can't believe that guy popped. Well, didn't see that one coming. Or is it a guy who's gimpy? Or is it a guy who, all the above, whatever. What
happened that year?
It was very studs and duds. It was a very stud or dud type of season.
Here's what happened that year. I actually remember this because we back test every season, so I lived them like 4 times in a row. 2022 was the year of where stacks beyond single stacks didn't work. When the games were set like this, these low total games, the biggest takeaway I had was like game stacks were toast. Don't even bother. And even QB plus 2 stacks were pretty much toast. Did not work. It was a whole season of it. And all the games look like this. So if we had to make an adjustment to our approach, maybe the adjustment is don't even worry about game stacking any of this shit. QB, one player with him, and then move on and try to pluck, as many one-off good plays as you can into the lineup without having to build this overly correlated approach. Like if we're saying that's what 2022 was, I remember it because I was like, this is a weird year. No, remember that, Burns? No stacks worked the whole year.
Yeah, it was weird. Stacks. Yeah, it was odd. Could have that this week. I mean, what's the highest implied total points on the game? Like 44 and a half, 45.
The closest thing to a good total here
is Buffalo game, right?
The Buffalo game. Although I'm going to give a slight, eyebrow raise to Cardinals Bucks 43, and it's right there. You know what I mean? It's like right there with it.
Well, Schefter came out. Baker Mayfield is trending towards playing.
Yeah, so there we go. And I think that will squeeze higher.
I just saw it come up.
Dude,
across.
that opens up so many things on the slate. All right. So I mean, guys, I talked through some of these cheap quarterbacks. I'm just going to go one at a time here. BobbyWow, under 5K, which is your favorite?
Oh my God. My favorite?
Yes, we're all going to call one out. Or none. You say, I don't like this shit.
Nope. I'll give you 3. Tua, Kirk, and Tyrod. There you go.
You got Tua, Kirk, and Tyrod.
I'll have exposure to all 3 of those guys.
There we go. A preference for?
Tua.
I was hoping you'd say Tyrod. Josiah?
Yeah,
Same question.
On the Tyrod train, I guess. But for me, it's Tua. I've been on Tua this whole time. And then Cousins behind that. One thing I'll call out about Cam Ward last week, even though I'm not playing him this week because I do think it was a little fluky, he is starting to run a bit more. We saw a rushing touchdown last week. And if he keeps that up, he will become a bit more viable. But for now, I'm not going to take that shot.
I mean, Cam Ward just out of nowhere last week had an acceptable fantasy performance. Let's see him do it a second time before we get too crazy. Burns, same question for you. Bottom group here. Which one is your favorite? Which one is the one that you can be enthusiastic? And which just name the ones that would be in your player pool at all?
Yeah, even though I crushed him earlier.
Tyrod.
Tyrod he'll have to be in the player pool because he's a starting quarterback. He's $4,300. And I can pretty much just play him naked and just load up around him. That being said, he's just not my favorite play on the entire slate, even in this range of salary. And I stated why. I mean,
what about Shador?
Shador is a no-go.
No-go for you.
No. Shador will probably never hit my lineups until that guy can actually become an NFL quarterback.
Max Brosmer?
No. The Tua Tagovailoa is the best play in the fours. He's got a solidified weapon in Waddle. He's got a solidified weapon in Devon Achane. This is what Tyrod Taylor's missing. Tyrod Taylor doesn't have a Waddle-esque receiver. He doesn't have a running back that is like Devon Achane. So yes, has Miami been really crappy all year? Yes, but they do have weapons on this team that are solidified, and this is the reason why I like Tua this week. I don't believe that Tua is going to be the highest scoring quarterback on the slate. I'll just preface it that way, but he is more efficient as a quarterback than the other guys below him in salary, and he's a better, more efficient quarterback in his respective home versus CJ Stroud on the road. And this is why I'm not going to have any CJ Stroud. I'm maxing him out of my player pool. He's on the road. We don't play CJ Stroud on the road ever. This guy is
good at home or on the road.
He's the epitome of awful on the road. Like his QBR is like low 80s, maybe even like in the 70s. So he's not anything special. The only thing about the Houston Texans that I would probably have is Nico Collins, maybe some Dalton Schultz, but outside of that, it's really rough because CJ Stroud, he's a home quarterback. That's where you play him, at home. You don't play him on the road.
Thing that got me on him a little bit was just like Nico Collins being the chalkiest wide receiver on this slate right now. And I'm like, all right, if we like the wide receiver, might as well play some of the quarterback. Guys, let's move on to the running back position for the slate. We're gonna push the pace a little bit here and hammer through. But we got running backs. I like the running back group quite a lot more than I like the quarterbacks because blowouts for running backs are great. I like it. I want it. I'll take that. So just the same things that make the quarterbacks all seem a little sketchy. The running backs is fine by me, right? I'll take all of that all day. Quick sort by ownerships, and you see Achane, the top dog, Bijan, James Cook up there, Breece Hall in that mix as well, and I like Breece Hall here. Then you got Omarion Hampton with that Q tag, and it just gets a little weird here. Kenny Walker, I don't see too many reasons to get excited here. Taylor at 10K, tough matchup. Ashton Janty, big underdog, tough matchup. And then we got Devin Neal, our cheap starting running back in a pretty decent spot.
Why is his prop projection so low?
Because they're still not officially sure that Kamara's
out. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay. I was wondering about that. That's why.
Yeah. It's just because it's not counting Kamara as definitely out yet. So it's probably not a full prop for the player. Travis Etienne looks interesting as a favorite on the road against the Titans. Okay. Some of our standbys like Christian McCaffrey and Rico Dowdle, just overpriced for the matchups that they're in. Tough trigger pulls there. Kyron Williams, GPP upside, I'll give him. And, he's got a lot of GPP upside there. If they throw to him, Burns, if they follow your matchup and throw to him a little bit, I think it can be great.
Yeah, it is a coverage play. Kyron Williams. So what Carolina does is they disguise their coverages very, very heavily. They're one of the most disguised coverage teams in the entire NFL. And what they'll do is they'll disguise their coverage. And when Los Angeles Rams play disguised coverage defenses, Puka Nacua is the most utilized wide receiver on the entire board for the Rams. Devontae Adams actually becomes obsolete in this offense. And then actually Kyron Williams becomes dominant. He is a dominant force in this offense when they face teams with disguised coverages. So for me, Kyron Williams is almost he's going to be a guy that's going to be in a lot of my lineups. Not only because of that, I just think he's going to be stout in this game. Like they're going to have to go to him. Both sides of the ball, they know each other from a coaching perspective. So they've been in the coaching trees together, so they know each other. So things are going to be interesting in this game. This is why I like this. This is why I like the Rams in this week.
I don't mind jumping on your love of Kyron Williams here at all.
I like the ownership too. 6% ownership.
Yeah,
is that what that says?
Yeah. He's not going to be owned at all.
That's really great because you get the fish and the minnows that don't understand coverages, and they don't understand how teams utilize coverages. And then opposite to that, they don't understand how offenses scheme against those coverages. You'll see a lot of people shy away from him because his stat lines don't look very good. But when you look at his stat lines where they face disguised coverages, they're really good. So
that's maybe those games where they finally throw to him.
Yeah, it will help too that Merrick's out and he's kind of like their Swiss Army knife defensively, where they utilize him in a lot of different ways, and so Kyron will have a boost there as well.
Let's keep it going on the discussion of the high end running backs. So as of right now, Achane, Bijan, James Cook are the three most popular running backs on the slate. I think for great reason, especially Achane to me is like a core play. One of those you can kind of play him in all your lineups situations. For me, like he will be featured heavily in my Players Club builds. I'm not as different. I kind of think Bijan's the same as you could afford double pay-ups. Bijan's great, but he clearly projects a little less good than Achane for a little bit more salary. I think Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey will get ownership because they are brand name studs. But for me, both of them are kind of odd man out compared to these other three. And then you have, of course, the return of Bucky, not popular play, but Rico Dowdle in one of the worst matchups ever, but he's beaten that matchup before. So of these 66 and up running backs, Bern, I'll continue with you. You love Kyron. You've convinced me here. You got Achane, Bijan, James Cook, all super studs. I'm assuming they're great. Do you like these other guys? And do you have an order or a preference with Achane, Cook, and Bijan?
Yeah, I think Achane's the number one guy on the entire board. When he moves, this offense moves, and it actually opens up things for Waddle a lot. It's why I like double stacking that game with him and Waddle, with Tua. So I really like HN this week. I like that he gets, he can get upwards of 10, 12 targets with 8+ receptions on those 10, 12 targets. And we could see, 70 yards receiving out of this guy, if not more. We could also see, him on the ground for 60+, if not more. I could see multiple touchdowns scored by him in this game as well. And then another for Waddle. James Cook, yeah, it looks like a perceived bad matchup when you go into Pittsburgh with him, but I think he is the play for the Buffalo Bills this week. And I hope his ownership suppresses a little bit because, he is a good play, but I doubt it will. Bijan, yeah, he's going into a really good environment here. I think Bijan can actually produce a good bit here. My only hesitation is if Tyler Algier falters him at the goal line, and that's my only hesitation. But I do like Bijan a lot this week. I like all three of these guys a lot because of they bring a lot to the table. Like each one is going to be their best offensive weapon. So why not, right?
Yep. Joe Zaddy, what about you?
I have a fade when it comes to running backs. I know you'll hate, but with this range, I'm pretty much eating the chalk here. My favorite is pretty much the same order as Burns. Goes Achane, Cook, Robinson, and then we slide Kyron Williams in there a good bit too.
Burns just got me on the Kyron slide. I wasn't even onto that before. All right. BobbyWow, expensive running backs. Any differences here? We all like Achane, Bijan, Cook. We're going to get a little taste of Kyron. But you have these other names, Taylor, McCaffrey, Bucky in the return, Rico Dowdle. Any of that even a sniff of interest?
This is where you go for me. I mean, I think you're paying up at 2 running back spots this week, and I think that's kind of that's how it plays out. I think Achane and Bijan, you can almost make the case for at least 50% of exposure to both those two guys. They're the clear standout studs on the slate, and everyone else is kind of second tier. But so yes, those will be my two guys. I like Burns' case for Kyron too, so I'll have some significant exposure to him. But those guys are going to be in at least half my lineups, Bijan and Achane.
Yeah. I'll say this, Bucky, somebody asked why not Bucky? Bucky's coming off of a long-term injury. The prop projection is not very good. His team has figured out that there are decent backups on that team that they're probably not going to feed him enough volume, even in a wonderful matchup at home. I don't think Bucky would be fed enough value to make you want to play him more than Cook or Achane, who are not different enough. Like they're a little more expensive, but gonna be fed a ton of value in Bijan. So there's that. Let's stick with you, BobbyWow. Let's scroll down to sort of the less expensive tier. We don't have to. There's not a super cheap tier, but in the secondary tier of running backs, you're talking names like I'd say names who are getting ownership anyway. You've got Breece Hall, who by all means should be a great play here. Judkins had a couple touchdowns last week, but he's an underdog now. Not excited. Travis Etienne at the very top of this group got a lot of work last week and seems to now, at least as of this week, be once again sort of the comfortable lead back for the Jaguars. I think Tootin kind of seems like now he'll be more of that backup role. They're just going to play Etienne there. Omarion Hampton come back from injury in a great spot, but again, coming off injury, who knows? If it's not him, Kamani Vidal about it. And then from here, the only other real standout in my mind is, I mean, I guess if you want to say Kenny Walker, I don't really get that one. But of course, Devin Neal on the Saints, if he's healthy and able to start with no Kamara there against Miami. Wow, running back versus running back. But yeah, I'll take that. He catches passes. He does all the things you want a running back to do. And quite honestly, Miami's not that good. So it's not like I think their defense is going to shut down the Saints. I don't think the Saints are very good, but, I would hand it to Devin Neal. So to that backdrop, BobbyWow, in this zone here, what say you? Where are you going? Give me a couple of names that you're most excited about. Sub 6.5.
There's not many. For me, it starts with Breece Hall, and I think Omarion Hampton, if he plays, would also work his way into my favorite mix. And honestly, that's about it for me. So I'm not getting too crazy here at running back. Again, paying up for those two guys for the most part. I'll have some Hall for sure, some Omarion if he plays, and then a little bit of Devin Neal. But like even when Devin Neal's gotten some extended reps, he really has not looked good. So yeah, those two guys, Breece Hall for me, and then Omarion if he plays. That's it.
So our crew that loved Sean Tucker a few weeks ago, and they loved him because he was up against the Bills, and the Bills have been allowing these monster gash runs by opposing running backs. So they're now pointing in the chat to Gainwell. Here it is. Same reasoning. So I got to bring that up on screen here because obviously Gainwell is not somebody that was necessarily on my radar, but I guess all of the reasons that worked out for Sean Tucker a couple of weeks ago could work out for Gainwell here. Anybody have a problem with that, or even raise an eyebrow to that?
No, and he's low owned. Like that was my thing with both Warren and Gainwell. As long as they stay low owned, I'm willing to take a shot on them. Yeah.
Josiah, cheaper running back group here. Is there anybody that you're particularly on that isn't the same ones we just talked about? Breece Hall, BobbyWow doesn't like Devin Neal as much maybe as I do here, but let's say
I'm comfortable with Devin Neal. I'll be close to field weight. He didn't look half bad last time out either.
Field weight.
I am considering a fade on Breece Hall. I think I'll, if anything, at least be at field weight ownership, but I don't expect to be overweight here. My boy, he doesn't get touchdowns. Like, he just doesn't. He was targeted last week, but nothing with the Jets is a guarantee.
Don't get a lot of touchdowns. Yeah, the
as
team
you
is
think
as
you
a
know
whole.
what's happening with them, they will disappoint you.
Yeah.
So at 6K and super chalky, I'm just not going to eat that chalk. It's just not going to be a thing I do. I do like the other spots here, though. And like I said, I'll take a shot on Warren, too.
I like it. Burns, any of these guys popping for you in the model? The cheaper running back group, Devin Neal, Breece Hall. I don't know. We got some injury guys coming back. Kenny Gainwell. Chad is pushing Kenny Gainwell. And, of course, Etienne and Janty in that mix.
Yeah, I get Kenneth Gainwell. I understand it. I get what you guys are going after. So, I'm not going to force you off of that. So, by all means. I don't think we talked about Travis Etienne in length a little bit. But Travis Etienne can actually have a really good game in this one. We saw Bashal Tootin, Bashal Tootin. He really had a pedestrian game the last game out. He had 1.7 DraftKings points. Really, the shares are actually starting to really just go towards Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne's a solid pass catching running back, and he could actually get it through that way too. I think Travis Etienne could have a decent game this week again. He had a decent game last week where he was about 20 points. I don't think he gets to the 25 plus mark, but you never know. So my valuation on Travis Etienne is about 20, 22 for him. And, that could potentially get it done where he's in some top 20 lineups in the Millie Maker.
I'd be very happy with that score.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. And, his ownership is slightly below, Breece Hall's. Yeah, he's got 9% lower ownership. He's $500 more, so that's pretty much why. But, those two running backs at that 6,600 and 6,500 range are quite low for what they could actually produce on Sunday. And I really don't mind them at all because a lot of that ownership is going to the $500 lower than him. So, and that's really why I like going this way with the mid sixes because it's actually could actually be a good build.
I mean, it's super unique, Burns. That's what you're doing. Yeah. Instead of going with Bijan, Cook like the entire field is going to do, if you double down with Etienne and Kyron Williams, super low owned, you're bringing a unique approach. Your other players are going to be a little bit different. You can pay a little bit more. So, listen, talk about tournament tactics. That is a tournament tactic right there.
Yeah. I do like Brees. Don't get me wrong. I like Brees. I think he's a very viable play. With an offense that doesn't have anything. I mean, they have, we talked about it. Mechie, Adonai Mitchell. Are these guys that you're really in love with? No, probably not. Mason Taylor's had a little bit of run this year. Are you super excited about him? Maybe, maybe not. But, Brees Hall's really the only guy that's got really good, offensive firepower in him. My only problem with Brees Hall is I don't know if he can get there. He's got to get 2 touchdowns, and he's got to get probably 100 yards, if not close to the 100-yard mark.
You think so? That feels like a lot.
No, at his price, he needs to catch a few passes, which he will.
Yeah, but I don't know if he
needs to get a touchdown.
I'm worried about him getting there. That's all I'm saying. I'm just worried about it. I think he's going to be
the cheapest viable on the slate.
Yeah, he's viable.
I think he's going to hit that 18 mark. I think he's 18 to 20. But he's popped before. He's popped for 34 plus. So it could happen. He got 35 against Cincinnati.
That doesn't count.
A fake team. Yeah.
D3 Bengals.
Yeah,
My takeaway on the running back group here, Devin Neal is the cheapest viable. There's no one below that I would mess with outside of like on an afternoon only or something like that, where Charbonnet or somebody like that could come into relevance. But I think the takeaway would be, first, I like 3 running backs this week. Like, these running backs are all pretty good. I don't mind them. I don't mind having 3 of them. I definitely like the running backs, and I'm more comfortable with them than I would be with most of these wide receivers for obvious reasons. Give me a running back in a favored matchup at home as a blowout environment. I love that. The minute we go to wide receivers, you're like, hey, why are they going to need to throw to this guy that much? So with that being said, guys, we're going to transition over to the wide receiver position here. NFL Week 13 wide receiver group. Let's take a look and see who the chalk is. Oh, man. There's so much edge to be had at wide receiver. This has been one of the spots every week. So Nico Collins, highest owned guy, fine. Khalil Shakir, second highest piece of chalk. Definitely not somebody who's been a participant in many tournament winning lineups this year. And yet he's still there. That's kind of weird. Puka up there. Olave's got the Q tag and the very sketchy quarterback. Michael Wilson might get negated by the return of Marvin Harrison Jr. Ted Aroa, is this just chasing last week's big score? Why would you play?
Or the week before? I mean, it's not really chasing because he didn't do anything last week.
It's like chasing 2 weeks ago. Ted's up against the toughest defense in the league. I don't know about that.
I mean, I think what it has to be is just like the Panthers are down. All they can do is throw, so the targets will be there. That's the only narrative that made sense to me.
It's a tough one. Nothing makes sense about it to me. But there are some cheap ones that I think are relatively interesting. Like Jaden Higgins. Okay, I can get behind that play at 3,800. This guy's had 7, 7, and 9 targets over the last 3 weeks. Okay, for 3,800, really? So there are some acceptable spots here, but I think there are some low-owned spots that we can jump on as well. So let's go studs and duds at wide receiver. We'll keep it moving along here. Burns, give me 2 wide receiver. Look, first of all, if I said 7K and up, there is a total of 4.
Okay.
There's only 4 to choose from. There's barely any, right? And one of them is Justin Jefferson, who's taking passes from Max Brosmer.
Yeah.
Hold on. He's taking passes. Wait. From Max Brosmer.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
I don't know, Conor McGregor. I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
I agree. I don't know who he is either.
So let's actually extend this stud group. And this is why this is a weird week. If we extend it all the way down to, let's say, from 6 to 9K. And now I'm going to give you 3 players to pick from 6 to 9K that you want to load up on this week. Salary matters. Burns.
Salary matters.
Of course it matters. We got to pay.
All right. First, I'll probably be using him across the board.
Waddle.
Is Jalen Waddle.
Knew it.
I'll probably be using him across the board. He's propping out extremely well. 16.9 points is it's extremely good for the salary range that he's in. If you look at everybody around him, it's just incredible. Like Justin Jefferson is $300 more, and he's 4.4 points lower on the prop. Nico Collins is 2 points lower. You have to go all the way down to Olave, who's $500 or $400 less than him, and he's like 1.4. He's even propping out better than Devontae Adams by 2 points, and Devontae is $700 more. So as the prop projections go, he is the third highest prop projected wide receiver on the entire slate, behind JSN, who is a freaking animal this year, and Puka Nacua, who is one of the top receivers in the NFL. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, when I was looking at these props earlier today, I was like, holy, I was already building with him. Now I can build with him across the board. This is just great. So
you could probably bring it back with Olave if you kind of like want to build around that game.
I do like Olave this week if he's healthy. I mean, he's a volume machine, and that's the only reason why I like him. He gets the volume. And I don't mind him in like cash and whatever because of the volume. But to answer your question, first, because salary matters, I think the best play on the board because of salary matters is Jalen Waddle.
All right.
Then from there, I look at these guys based on who I want to pair them with quarterback wise. And Puka is my second because I like, and we talked about the coverages earlier. I like that he is one of the best in those types of coverages that he's going to face against Carolina. Puka doesn't have to worry about, the spread and all that jazz. He could get 2 touchdowns in this game and 100 yards receiving and he'd be fine. Another guy and I love JSN. I think he's awesome. I'm going to put that out there. And I will have him stacked up with Darnold this week. I love that. But I think a guy that could actually be a really good play this week that may not see a lot of field ownership is Emeka Egbuka. I think Emeka could actually pop a lot this week, especially now that we may have Baker back. And I was a little hesitant on him because we've got Teddy Bridgewater, but Baker loves Emeka. We got Godwin back. We got Bucky Irvin back. A lot of people are going to be like, where do I go? Where do I go? Just go to Emeka. Just go to Emeka. And so I really like Emeka this week too. So
yeah, you're pretty much on the group that I would be on. So I have very little to disagree with here. Josiah, what about you? Anything standing out to you kind of different? But Burns pointed out Egbuka and Waddle as top plays, and mostly if
Waddle,
you get up to JSN.
Olave, all those awesome plays. I think the biggest not difference, but I'm fading Nico Collins. Once again, this is just another play that I do not understand. This Colts secondary is good. They have 2 studs. You can't even really move them around too much. So that's going to be a fade for me. But outside of that one fade, I'm pretty much eating the rest of the ownership here.
It's not even ownership, by the way. It's like some of these spots are low owned. Emeka Egbuka is not getting any owner. That'll change though.
Yeah,
as and it's not like Waddle's heavily owned either. But Burns, you could not be more right about the prop for Waddle. It is elite compared to everybody else nearby. Bobby Dubs.
I fully agree. We're actually out on the same page. I think all of us here.
Yeah, totally. I'm trying to get a cute. You know where I can get cute on this slate, and it's not cute. It feels gross. Like my cute play is like Brian Thomas Jr. with Trevor Lawrence, just because one more try, try it again. Burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me. Burn me 7 times. Locked up in an asylum.
Hey, Kevin, will you go over this a little bit?
Yeah, I did. I just typed it in the,
okay.
I just typed it in the chat. Yeah. So that they understand.
Okay.
Yeah. I just typed that in the chat, but Yeah, I'm pretty much on board the same thing. Listen, Puka's always good. Fine, whatever. I'll play Puka. I'll play if I have 9K left. Great, I'll play Puka, but I probably won't have 9K left. So there's that. JSN, yeah, he's spectacular too. The guy puts up a 40. He doesn't even need a competitive matchup. He's the only guy they throw to. So like, awesome. Yeah, JSN's been spectacular. Can't play Justin Jefferson with Max Headroom at quarterback for that's an 80s reference. Even Josiah and BobbyWow were too young for that one.
Was not alive.
Max Headroom.
It's true.
I just saw that guy. I was watching a retro episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and the actor who played Max Headroom was like a character on that show as well. And I was like, it reminded me of who it was. Damn it. Anyway.
That's E1. That's a W.
In the sub 6K category wide receivers, we're going to have to get in bed with some salary savers in order to make it all work this week. And as a matter of fact, I mean, we only picked like really 3 guys: Waddle, Collins, little Olave from the top group. So let's go, BobbyWow. 6K down to 5K. You've got a nice little group here, but anybody stand out? It might be no one. We're in a weird spot. Jacoby Myers is in there. Khalil Shakir is the chalk. I don't like that. So Michael Wilson maybe, but Marvin Harris Jr.'s come back. We don't know what's going on. Anybody stand out at all?
You got to kind of like Marvin Harris a little bit here, right? Coming back, you got Brissett slinging the ball. It's really gross, but he's at least intriguing now that he's under, or he's 6K, just about under 6K. I think you got to look at him. You got to look at Jacoby Myers again a little bit. Caught a touchdown pass last week. I know it's gross, but he's in a good spot. This Titans defense stinks, and not a ton of mid-level value here. And as gross as K-Shack is, he props out really well. And he's priced fairly at 5,500. It's really gross, but at 5,500, you're not asking him to do a whole lot. And he's clearly the top target in the offense, which, as bad as Allen has been, and he's been bad on the road, as Burns pointed out, Allen's been horrible, but Shakir's the top target still. And at 5,500, with not a lot of options, he's worth some consideration. Yeah, so again, this is kind of seeing here why paying down a quarterback for someone as nasty as Tyrod makes a little bit of sense, because not a lot of cheap running backs, not a lot of cheap wide receivers either. So you got to find that value somewhere.
There are cheap wide receivers.
Yeah, there are some
here. I think this spot is not very good, but there are some really cheap ones that are acceptable. But how many of those do you really want? All right.
Right.
You don't want
but the difference between acceptable and very good value.
Yeah.
Acceptable. Yes, there are some.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of people I'm hanging my hat on below 4K either.
This zone is horrible. Look at the props for everybody. You're right. Marvin Harrison Jr. aside, do I want Michael Pittman, Josiah, against Stingley? Hell no. Jacoby Myers just in general? Hell no. Especially with the return of BTJ? Double no. DK Metcalf, maybe.
Man, I don't know about DK. He's had some good spots this year. He has failed big time.
Yeah. He just fails all the time, but at least the Bills are allowing a lot of passing yards, so there's that.
Mooney makes some sense here, I think.
Mooney makes the most sense here. We saw him get involved last week, and that was against the New Orleans defense that isn't awful. This Jets team, they tried to get people to buy in last week against Baltimore, but we now know how bad they really are. I think Mooney's the guy here, who I actually do like a decent amount.
I don't mind it.
QJ,
I agree.
QJ is the other guy I'll play.
Whoa.
He's been dead and dormant forever. I think hibernation, winter might be over. At least I'm hoping for QJ. Hibernation, time to come out. Under 5K, we've seen this guy put up some big games earlier this season. I haven't played him in forever, so now's my time to take a shot.
My rant on QJ is this. You don't know which one of these guys is going to pop, but somebody probably will.
But
Like,
he's been
one of
6K, 7K all season. He's
Yeah.
4,900. So yeah, I'll take some shots.
Why
here.
not? Why not Mooney? Why not QJ? Why not Arande Gadsden? I don't know. Maybe the stack. You know what I'm saying? One of the wide receivers from the Chargers is going to put up a good number. Maybe two of them. And why not QJ? Still out there just as much. Burns, unless you have a different take on that 5K group, let's continue pushing down the salary zone here, down into the affordable zone in 4K.
Okay.
And 3, like 4K and below. Is there a player or two, just like stick to 1 or 2 here in this group that are massively popping for you, your model, your lineups this week, above and beyond all the others? And why is it Mechie? Just kidding. Leave that for me.
Yeah, I mean, Mechie, I think Mechie will probably be in player pool because of his salary point. You know, it's a price, it's a salary perspective play there. Yeah, there's it's kind of, I still haven't completed all the research on this, but another guy that could potentially be I look at a little bit more is, you know, like, I have some interest in Alec Pierce this week in that 5 and below range because of the fact that Indianapolis has Sauce and he's going to be on.
Stingley will be on Collins, Nico. So why not?
Yeah, and so Alec Pierce, when you look at how you beat Houston's defense, you beat him with the WR2, and Alec Pierce has taken over the WR2 spot from Josh Downs this year. I don't mind him at all. He actually is really well. He does really well against the coverages that they're going up against, and he actually is superseded Michael Pittman in the coverages. So they're going to see a lot of too high coverages this week, and his yards per route ran in too high coverages is 3.12, and he's got fantasy points per route of over 0.6 points, whereas, you know, Michael Pittman is 1.65 and it's 0.4. So I can see Alec Pierce having a decent day. I'm not putting anything out there where he's going to be well over 20 or anything like that. I think he's in the I think he's in the teens. But outside of that, like, you know, there's some, I don't know, there's some interesting guys that are propping a little bit than more than you would expect them to. Like Jaden Higgins is propping a little bit in that game too at 8.5. Chimmery Dyke as well at 8.7.
It's pronounced DK.
Yeah,
DK.
I learned that too. It's DK.
Okay. Yeah, nice. So another guy that's kind of propping a little bit is Juwan Jennings. So in that Cleveland game, but a guy that could actually pop a little bit is in that Cleveland game is Jerry Jeudy as well. So I don't know. He's not propping very well, but he could pop just slightly. I don't know. I'm not terribly.
Not an enthusiastic Burns call out here in the sub 5K zone. Josie.
Yeah. For me, it's
how about you?
It's the Jets receivers. Like you said, last week they did look better. So I'll be over on both Adonai Mitchell and John Mechie.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Bobby Wow, anything down here that raises an eyebrow for you or that you're excited to button click for?
Give you two names that raise the eyebrow. Not excited, but I think Malik Washington is worth a look as a WR2. You know, we talked about Dolphins being in a great spot. Malik is the WR2. He's seen second highest target share as wide receiver. Could be worth a click because I will have a decent amount of Tua. The other guy kind of under the radar that I think could have a decent week at 4K is Cooper Kupp. We talked about the Vikings wanting to blitz and put pressure on Darnold all day. That could open up some targets for Cooper Kupp, some quick hitters as Sam Darnold needs to get rid of the ball quickly. So I haven't played him all season, thankfully, but this feels like a time where you could make a case. Like we could see some extra targets for Cooper Kupp in a really blitz-heavy defensive scheme.
Yeah, and if it's not Cup, it wouldn't shock me if Shaheed
Shaheed.
does do a bit better with those long routes. We've seen it before where he's a bit more open than he should be. And the Vikings are low-key kind of known for blown coverages when they blitz so heavily. So one of those two I think are interesting.
Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, I'm just going to reiterate a couple of these spots that you guys mentioned. But a little further down, Malik Washington, I had not thought about BobbyWow. I'm going to put that on top of mind. Tez Johnson is fine too. By the way, he continues to get a lot of snaps with the team, even with the return of Godwin. Tez Johnson's out there. He can get a touchdown for that price. I like him more if this is not my favorite play here, but I like him more if Mayfield comes back. But I'm going right back to it. First of all, Jaden Higgins, 7, 7, and 9 targets over the last 3 weeks. I don't care if the team's on the road, home. For $3,800, you're giving me a guy who's getting 6, 7, 8 tickets, 8 targets a week. I'm good with that. Don't care. Jaden Higgins, rookie. By the way, rookies ramp up as the season continues. These guys improve because they're learning the team, they're learning the snaps, they're learning the blocking schemes, they're learning whatever it is they need to know to stay on the field. So a lot of times these rookies, we're in week 13. This is where rookie smash seasons are invented. Like, this is where you're like, wait a second. Like last year, Brian Thomas Jr. was dog shit. And then week 9 came and 10, he had some big games percolating. And then he went off for the rest of the season. And by the end of the season, we're like, that guy was great all year. No. It only started halfway through or 3/4 of the way through. So we're at that time. We're young. That's why we're so excited about Luther Burden as well on today's showdown. It's like he's got that. He's in the time frame where rookies start to come around. I'm not down with Jerry Jeudy at all, but I think Jaden Higgins, Mechie, Adani as well, but more Mechie than Adani. Adani can't hold on to the football. Got to catch it. Got to be able to catch it. And then I'll throw a mini eyebrow raise to Christian Kirk in the same exact situation as Jaden Higgins, but more as a veteran who also has been seeing a couple targets a week as of late and ramping up on usage. And the price is super cheap. Do I love it? No. But hey, I'll give you guys a crazy one. You ready for this? The gummy play?
Go ahead. Let's see.
Gaby Baby Davis gets the touchdown against the Steelers. While everybody chalks up Khalil Shakir and his 4-burger. Gaby the baby.
Keon Coleman probably back for this game.
What's that?
Keon Coleman probably back for this game.
Oh, well, that'll ruin it. So that would
probably, but who knows at this point?
I don't think the team wants to play him at all. All right, tight end position, NFL week 13. Trey McBride priced up. They made it difficult to play him, but I still love McBride. And then after that, it's a bit of a crapshoot. Kyle Pitts being put out there by our enemy companies as the guy to play this week. I think I know where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to let everybody else do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to fall for it. We ain't falling for that. Oronde Gadsden, I get that. Burns. Oronde, sure, why not at 4,300, right? A couple other little plays here, but I kind of like Harold Fannin a little bit. It's just like, why not? 3,400. There's a couple of cheapies that make a little bit of sense. Let's do it like this. BobbyWow, I'll start with you. Give me your 2 favorite tight ends this week. I don't care if it's high, low. I don't care if it's Texas Hold'em, whatever it is. Give me your 2 favorites.
Look, I think, Trey McBride will always make sense. Really hard to pay up this week. But Trey McBride as a stud is interesting. I think Brock Bowers also, you can make a case for him now that he's a full $2K cheaper. He is a very solid tournament option, I think. But you almost got to pay down here at tight end. It's just no value anywhere else. So I don't want to take. I think Burns might have mentioned him a couple days ago. I don't want to take his guy, but so I'm not. But he's my favorite for the Rams. And then I think you can make a case for a couple of these guys. Gadsden, really solid spot. Too cheap for him. I'm not going to say Pitts. And I think, another super cheap guy, Dalton Schultz, just way too cheap. He feels like this maybe the safest guy in terms of like a high floor play. So
with the return of of Stroud, maybe that helps him. That's fair. Josiah, how about you? Tight end position, where are you going? What's your first instinct?
Yeah, I like the Schultz call. I think that's interesting. Bowers is good too. Tyler Warren's the one I'll kind of put my hat on. I think they'll shut down the run. I think the pass will get shut down primarily, but over the middle where Warren is where he should be able to dominate, and is really the only place I can see them being able to actually move the ball down the field. So Warren's the one I really like here, alongside Schultz. Those are two that I'm pretty over the field on.
I like the call out. I like call out on Warren. Burns, how about you? What does the Shark Lab think here?
Yeah. So up top, obviously, we got Trey McBride in an awesome. He's just awesome this year. 7,800 is so hard to afford, though. So he would be basically my guy with Brissett. That's I would very, very difficult to get to him outside of Brissett lineups. Guys that are in that 4K range, I do like Rodney Gatson a good bit this week. I think he could see some really good run in this game. He's been really like the de facto number one lately for Herbert here. Guys in the threes that I have some interest in. We talked about Schultz. I have good interest in him. Harold Fannin, I have good interest in him. There's like this range where it's like 3,300, 3,200, 3,400, and all three guys are very viable. Mason Taylor, Harold Fannin, and AJ Barner. They're all viable, all three of them this week. And then one more in the fours that I don't know if anybody's talked about, who could be very viable this week against Miami is Juwan Johnson at 4,200. So he could pop this week. It could be him. It could be Olave. But Juwan Johnson could pop this week and be that guy that you should have had in your lineup. And then at the sub 3, one guy I'm really high on. I was high on him a few weeks back, and I was high on him last week again. But his salary is suppressed by $100 this week, and I have no idea why. Is Gunnar Helm with the Titans. He is the de facto number one receiver on this offense right now. Elik Ayomanor is out unless news has come down that he's going to play. And if he's out, it's even better for Gunnar Helm. Gunnar Helm at $2,600 opens up a lot for you, especially dependent on where you go for defense. So his targets are upticking every week, and he is a producing tight end, and he has overtook Chigakonkwo in this offense.
5 targets in week 11, 4 receptions. Didn't do much with it. Last week, when the team was a little less horrible, 7 targets, 6 receptions for Gunnar. Good enough for me at 2,600. Absolutely. That I think he needs to be in the player pool. That is that pay down option that opens up that JSN in your lineup that you couldn't do any other way. I would actually point to McBride is more of a flex guy than somebody like you that you think of as a traditional tight end. You really have to look at him and say, are there any $7,800 players on this slate that I like a whole lot better than this guy, rather than comparing him to other tight ends? I don't think that's really a fair comparison at this point, considering what he's done with McBride in there, or with the Briskets in there. So yeah, fully agree. Josiah, I love the call on Warren.
Did you say Parkinson, Burnsy?
No.
Or did you like him at all this week? Okay, I thought you might. I didn't want to take him. I thought you mentioned him a couple days ago, but I like Colby Parkinson quite a bit here. As long, I think Higbee's still out. So
Higbee is out. He's done.
2,800. He's a really intriguing.
Yeah, he took over
back-to-back weeks.
He took over the snap share and the target share from the rookie. A lot of people thought it was going to be the rookie. What is his name? Kennedy or something like that. And Parkinson is a guy that Stafford trusts, and I think that's why he overtook him.
Yeah. Gunnar. I pronounce it the appropriate Icelandic way for all of you guys who were making faces when I said the name. It's the correct pronunciation, in case you knew.
Well, to your point, Kevin, with Trey McBride being in the flex, Helm is a perfect match for him.
I believe that was on my first look lineup this week.
Love double tight end. Yep.
Yeah, just so we're clear, I believe when I did the first look, it did wind up with Gunnar and Trey McBride in the lineup. I think I built a Brissett lineup, although now that I'm thinking about my Tyrod Taylor versions, I'm adding another $1,200 in salary to play around with. So we'll see where I can apply that. Hopefully, it's getting me Bijan.
Yeah, it could be a work. It could definitely work in single entries and 3 max contests, as well as potentially in cash lineups this week as well. So
yeah, and everybody, I get we're hearing a little bit of this too. So if we're going to talk up Gunnar, then I think DK there. If Alika Yomanor is out, why not? Fuck it, right?
Yeah, he got an increased snap share and target share last week too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, defense NFL week 13. While I'm queuing this up, guys, reminder that over at Sharp app, guys, our members are printing between the arbitrage tool and the EV tool, the props tool. Everybody's printing. I played the props last week. I literally closed my eyes, guys. I just loaded up NFL. I'm not even shitting you. And I just took every edge that was greater than 18%, and I just split my unit size down to where I could do five props for one unit. And I think it hit it's not supposed to hit like this level, but I think it hit like 11 out of 14. It was crazy, right? You just hammer. You're hitting everything. We get the props from EV Analytics primarily, and they are spectacular, both for NBA and NFL. Been crushing, and of course, the arbitrage tool is simply a way to print cash every single day, every single minute. If I go on to Sharp app right now and I open it up and I show you the arbitrage tool, you're going to see that there's one. We had a couple of members join, and they were like, should I grab this one, that one, or should I add this other sports book? You don't even need anything. A couple $100 is all you need. You don't need to add a ton of sports books or chase anything, because the ARB opportunities are always there. As a matter of fact, look at this. I just literally loaded this up right now. And if you want to bet a 5% arbitrage opportunity, exchange versus sportsbook, it's sitting right there. Terrence Mann, under 12.5 points plus assists on ProfitX, is paying out plus 138. You go to DraftKings, the same exact bet, but the opposite side is priced at minus 113. What does it mean? It means that I can bet the over, and this tells me put $158 on the over, or on the under, put $200 on the over, and no matter which side wins, you're winning $19. That's right. That's what arbitrage bets are. Now, you might be like, $20, what the fuck is that? Well, first of all, the subscription costs $60 a month. You only got to do 3 of those, and you paid for your sub, but every single one of these is a winner. All of them. You don't like that one? How about this one? Oh, this is the same Terrence Mann. Oh, you want to do a Kevin Huerter one? Okay. You like Kevin? Here's no vig. You're going to bet $155. He's plus 135 on no big, over 17.5. Go back to DraftKings, under 17.5, minus 121. That is a 2.7% arbitrage opportunity. You bet the over, you bet the under, you take your money back from the sports books. I want you to check it out. Look down below. Sharp.app/geek gets you a 7-day free trial, Black Friday promotion. Go check out Sharp app. And more importantly, guys, if you do have Sharp app, I'm going to ask all of you guys as well. I need positive reviews on that app. So go to the App Store. Do me a favor. When you download it, even if you don't use it afterwards, drop a 5-star on there. Do us a solid here. We'd love to see positive reviews on that app. I've got to get some activity going on the App Store, and that's the only way to do it. So I'm asking you all as my friends. Go download the Sharp app. Even if you're not into sports betting, just hit me a 5-star review. Just take an action. Put your name in there. Mention Tournament Tactics, and it helps me with the bets. And I'll know that you saw it here on this show, and I'll appreciate you guys for doing that. So get on there. But what more can I do but give you a week free to try this out and figure out if this is something that you want to do? If you like, it's not everybody likes hunting for money, hunting for cash like this. Maybe we want to take risks and get the just lose money on the sports book. That's cool too. But this is a good way to take that money back between the props tool and, of course, between the arbitrage tool. And, of course, here's the Proptimizer tool. Same thing. All day long. Caleb Williams, passing completions under 18.5. This is for tonight's game. This game is coming up. You want to make a bet under 18.5 completions for Caleb Williams. Our model says he's going to hit about 15 completions. That gives you a nice 30% edge. Shador over 14.5, Burns. Shador completing passes maybe this week. We'll see. Right?
Maybe.
But this is how this tool is used. You simply, the way I use this is I go down this list. If I'm $100 better, I actually split my bet to $20 because I want to do it in volume. It's all about grabbing those edges and piling them up. Eventually, they're going to fall in your favor. It's like the quarter that's weighted 55% heads. You might flip it 10 times, 50-50. It might be even tails more. But when you get to 1,000, 2,000 flips, it is going to be 55%. That's how these edges work. You want to play lots of volume of them, lower your dollar amount, and you're going to constantly be putting your money on the sports book at a mathematical advantage, which will catch up and eventually lead to those returns, those edge returns on your account. So this absolutely works as well. It's a great way to bet without just guessing on who's going to beat the spread this week, or in spots where you are guessing with zero edge or following some cowboy hatted tout that claims they know how what the outcome of this game is. Use math. Bet with math, guys. You like the cowboy hatted tout, BobbyWow? You were envisioning me with a cowboy hat there and thinking, that's what I'm talking about.
I was envisioning you with a cowboy hat and the floppy ears. So
I would never have ear flops, but I would wear a cowboy hat. Like I would never do gauges, but as far as like rocking a cowboy hat, I feel like I would do that. I don't have ownerships for the defenses yet. Burns,
refresh. They should be in there.
It just went down for a second, I think.
Oh, were they there? They just disappeared? What just happened?
Yeah, it's gone.
I don't know.
It went away from me too.
Yeah, they got wiped out. Maybe an update's happening, but whatever. Burns, defense this week. We've got some very juicy spots.
Yeah, we do.
I think the cheapest viable, is it the Titans? Maybe the Jets?
Yeah. So I don't know if you're going to like what I'm going to say, but I think Trevor Lawrence is a guy that is probably going to throw multiple interceptions in this game. Tennessee Titans, they get after it via the interceptions and the defensive fumble recovers, as well as the pressure on the quarterback. And Trevor Lawrence has thrown, when he is on the road, he has thrown one of the highest rated interception machines on for a quarterback in the entire NFL. He has thrown 7 interceptions on the road, and that's really high. The next guy is CJ Stroud. I absolutely love Indianapolis Colts this week. I will be loading up on the Colts at defense this week. In tournaments, MME, may not be able to get to them in cash/single entry. And this is really why I like the Titans this week, because the Titans allow you to get, one of the lowest salaried defenses on the entire slate.
It worked on Thursday.
Yeah, and so we can actually get it. And then I think one of the best pay-ups is the Indianapolis Colts this week. Obviously, we love our favorites, whether it be home or away, but gravitate towards more of the home favored defenses that, and this week we don't really have that over type situation on the Vegas lines or the over and unders, but we have the unders, a lot of unders, and there are plenty to choose from here. Another viable defense, Seattle at home. We get them back at home again. They're very viable this week. You're going to have to pay for them, but Brosmer, nobody's even heard of this guy. So, and then you got Shador Sanders at home. He is a guy that you can target at home here. And there's a couple there. And then, obviously you got a bunch of others like the Rams could be viable here. Though I like them at home much more than on the road. But yeah, San Francisco, they're kind of sketch, but Shador Sanders, rookie quarterback. Yeah. And then Tyler Sal with Miami as well. So
Miami against Tyler Shook. Yeah. I didn't realize that the Rams were at home, the whole time that we were talking about, or on the road. I thought they were at home.
Yeah, they're on the road.
Yeah, that makes me rethink just a little bit of that. I didn't notice it. I don't know why. That was really weird. I misread that. Yeah, I agree with you. I think, Josiah, did you have anything to add to what Burns just said?
Yeah, there's one that Burns didn't mention that I like, or I think he didn't mention the Jags going up against the Titans. You know, everyone thinks Cam Ward is good now.
Nope.
Would not shock me if the Jaguars prove everyone wrong there.
He is not good now. BobbyWow, anything on defense?
Yeah, I have some interest in the Texans for sure. I think that came up. The Texans defense is just really, really stellar. And Danny Dimes has that fractured fibula, so relatively immobile, I would imagine. And then my cheapie super punt is going to be the Vikings. Sam Darnold has been turning the ball over much more lately. You know, I think he's got 7 turnovers in the last 4 games, although one of those was like there was 4 picks in a game, I think 2 weeks ago. But he's been turning the football over, and the Vikings are really good at putting pressure on the quarterback. So if I'm paying down and punting somewhere, it's with the Vikes.
I think you should go to the Jets instead for $100 more against Kirk Cousins, because Kirk Cousins is probably dust.
Sure, maybe
You know what I mean?
Week.
Yeah,
but
they
the
stink.
Jets defense is also terrible.
It's not good, but you know,
I
Kirk
like
Cousins,
it.
you just walk up to him and use it. Last week, I watched somebody, he was in the middle of throwing the ball, and his release was so slow that a defender literally walked up, jogged behind him, just took the football and started running for a touchdown. I'm like, dude, do you not see that guy? He was standing there. Why are you just handing it? It seemed like he was almost like handing it to him. Like, you put the ball back here, and the guy was just like, thank you. And he just ran with it. Do you not see that play? Yeah, Cousins he's off. Could change at any moment, but he's off. So fuck that. How about Seattle against Brosmer? Okay.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah, I always like that QB4 on a team. You must be really great. So great. No one's ever heard of him until today. So like, all right. Some good calls there. I definitely was not thinking about the Colts at home, but Burns is like the Colts defense whisperer. Last time you said that, I think they put up like a 24, so I'm not ignoring that. Miami as well against Tyler Shook. There are definitely, as bad as the offenses look on a lot of these games, the defenses look really great. I think there's a plethora of them available this week. Guys, that's going to do it for Tournament Tactics NFL Week 12. Me and BobbyWow have been on a 3-hour stream marathon.
Crazy.
No food, no drink, no bathroom trips. You talk about break the seal. I haven't broken the seal of this morning's double coffees as of yet, and that's more brutal than the 5 beer seal break from yesterday's Thanksgiving. So that's coming up as well. We are, live watchers. We're an hour away from some football. Let's go, Bears.
NBA show at 6.
We got an NBA live show at 6. And of course, I will be back here tomorrow for the Players Club member only VIP. We're going to build some lineups. It's going to be a weird one. Portland style. I'll be rocking my gauges for that to keep it weird. And we're just going to build crazy ass lineups for this crazy ass Sunday slate for this week. So that's exciting, guys. I'm going to take us out with the theme song, which I forgot to play at the beginning, but I love it and it gets me hype. And we're going to take us out with it. Good luck this week, everybody. Promo code BF2025 for the Black Friday specials at DFS Army. 25% off any of the subscriptions. That will lock in for as long as you are subscribed. Get in there, do the yearly. That is the best deal going for DFS Army, and you're with us year round. So get in there, do the yearly. It's like a crazy discount. It's less than half the price as if you were signed up monthly. BF2025. Don't forget SharpApp. Sharp.app/geek gets you the 7-day free trial. And for anybody who already have it and you're watching this, or you don't, I don't care. I'm asking, get on there, leave me a 5-star review. Burns, Josiah, and Wow, you too as well. I'm like trolling for reviews from my family members at Thanksgiving. So everyone counts. There's so few that go out there, and we really need it to be seen on the App Store. We've built something really cool, and we want everybody to start taking their money back from those sports books, guys. Good luck, everyone. Helmets up. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.
Let's go! Geek on the keys, Kevin Allen with the vision. BobbyWow 2 times already won 2 millions, no fiction. Burns in the shark lab, calculating the math. Wrote the damn book on how to run up a bag. Desire pull up. The MILF Slayer in the building, GPP trophies on his neck, keep the whole chat thrilled. And turd hat, who? Not us. We eating. Tournament tactics, we stacking the bags again. Millie make 100s, yeah, we cashing in. Helmets up, blue moon in the cup, boner alert. That over under going up. Core plays lock, domination station pop. Props based projections make the whole field drop.